My name is Dave. I'm a young man in my mid-20s, focused, hardworking, and doing well for myself. Never let someone who lies to you steal your peace. Love is meant to build, not to break. They say love is blind, but sometimes love can also be a lie, where hidden beneath sweet smiles and perfect promises. This story will break your heart just the same way it broke mine. Make sure you watch to the end, as I'm going to be telling you things to do to avoid this kind of situation. Don't forget, this is marriage and money. How has money affected your relationship or marriage, positively or negatively? And if you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. My name is Dave. I'm a young man in my mid-20s, focused, hardworking, and doing well for myself. I run a growing tech business and live a quiet, humble life. A few months ago, I met a girl named Jane. She was beautiful, charming, and had this sweet, innocent smile that could melt anyone's heart. I fell for her fast, and within a few months, I was convinced she was the one. I gave her everything: love, time, money, and attention. She acted like she loved me too. She sent me cute messages every morning and video called me every night. I had no idea that she wasn't as innocent as she seemed, because long before I came into the picture, Jane was already dating my elder brother, Richard. Richard is the loud, outgoing type, flashy, the one who always wants attention. He isn't as financially stable as I am, but he is the type that knows how to spoil a woman. I later find out that Jane and Richard had been together for over a year and 5 months. He had even introduced her to our parents at some point, saying she might be the one. But Jane, she was playing a game of her own. When she found out I was Richard's younger brother and that I was wealthier, more promising, and ready to settle down, she started getting close to me. She never told me about Richard. Instead, she acted like she was single, said she had just left a toxic ex and was ready for something serious. I believed her, I trusted her, and after 6 months of dating, I decided to take the biggest step. I bought her an engagement ring. When I proposed, she looked surprised. She even got emotional. She said yes with shaky hands, and that same sweet smile I had fallen for. I was over the moon. I wanted to do it the right way, the proper way. So I planned a surprise family gathering. I invited my parents, and most importantly, my elder brother Richard. He had just returned from a short business trip. I couldn't wait to introduce the love of my life to the people I love the most. The day came. Our house was full. My parents sat on the couch, smiling, excited. Richard was there too, teasing me about being too in love and rushing things. Then Jane walked in, wearing a white gown and a nervous smile. The whole room froze. Richard stood up, eyes wide, his smile disappearing in an instant. "Wait, what the hell is going on?" he said, staring at her in shock. That's Jane. That's the girl I told you about." I froze. "What are you talking about?" Richard turned to me, confused and clearly hurt. "This is the same girl I've been dating for over a year and 5 months. I brought her home last year. I've introduced her to mom and dad." I look at Jane. "Is this true?" She stood there, silent, her mouth open but nothing came out, her eyes filled with tears. She tried to speak, but all she said was, "I didn't mean to hurt anyone." I took a step back. My heart shattered. You told me I was the only one. I loved both of you, she whispered. I didn't know how to choose. My mother stood up, firm and angry. Get out right now. Jane grabbed her purse and rushed out in shame. The ring fell off her finger as she ran out the door. I didn't know if she intentionally dropped it. And just like that, she was gone. The house was silent. 2 brothers, 1 woman, both of us betrayed. Richard sat down, holding his head. I can't believe I was going to marry her too. I didn't even respond. I just walked out of the house, trying to breathe, trying to understand what had just happened. My chest felt heavy. I had given her everything, only to be played. That day, something broke. Not the love between me and my brother, but something in how we both look at love. Later, we sat down and talked calmly, like men who had learned the hard way. We realized we were both victims of the same lie, a lie that wore a pretty face and whispered sweet words. Months passed. I focused back on my business. Richard traveled to clear his head. Jane, she disappeared from our lives. Neither of us heard from her. One afternoon, I was walking past a cafe and saw her sitting alone, staring at her phone like she was waiting for someone who would never come. Our eyes met. She looked up ashamed. I looked at her, smiled faintly, and walked away. I didn't hate her anymore. I had just moved on. Honestly, this is a heartbreaking story, but some heartbreaks teach you lessons. And sometimes, the one you think is the one turns out to be the biggest lesson of your life. To avoid this, the moment you see someone you like and would want to marry, don't hesitate to introduce the person to your family, to your people, both families and friends. Never let someone who lies to you steal your peace. Love is meant to build, not to break. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. See you in my next video. Bye.